हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। Namaste. So we have completed 3 lessons so far, and we saw some basic sentence constructions. We started with a basic two-word sentence with a subject and an object, and that was in active voice. And slowly we added a few extra words to it. Now today, the fourth lesson, it's going to be slightly more involved. We are going to introduce a new concept uh, called the cases. So this is something that we'll have to remember when we are learning Sanskrit, especially if we are used to English, where there aren't many cases. So this is something that we have to learn and understand when it comes to Sanskrit. So what exactly is case? So let's see. There are two kinds of words in a sentence. There are verbs and then there are nouns. So verbs, we know that they change with tense, they change with the person, they change with number, and so on. So that is called the conjugation of a verb. So for instance, if I say I walk and then he walks, so the verb changes according to the change in the subject. Similarly, if I change the tense, I say I walk, I walked in past tense, and I will walk, I have walked, I had walked, and so on. So tense and mood, the verb changes. Similarly, the nouns also in a sentence, based on what meaning they convey in a particular sentence, they change, their form changes. So this doesn't happen often in English. In English, there is, in fact, there are only two kind of changes I think that a noun usually undergoes. One is you make a plural, so you have a mango in singular, and in plural you make it mangoes. So that is a change. A noun undergoes a change when the number changes. That is when it's from singular to plural. And another case is when you are expressing a relation, a sambandha. For instance, you say Rama's father. So here Rama is changing into Rama apostrophe S, which indicates that the father is of Rama. So father of Rama. So to express a relation between two nouns, a noun changes. So these are probably the only two occasions where a noun changes in English, because usually other kind of meanings in English you convey it using preposition. So if, for instance, you say from a forest, so the word forest remains as it is, but you add a from in front of it, which tells you where the action is taking place from. So if you say Rama came from the forest, so here Rama is coming, the source of Rama's coming is the forest. The word forest itself doesn't change in English, but you put a preposition, you put a from in front of it, which conveys that meaning. Similarly, if you say Rama goes to forest, here a forest is the destination. So forest is the destination, but forest doesn't change. Instead of that, you put a to in front of it, a preposition. But there are languages where the word forest itself would change. Sanskrit is one such language. It is an inflectional language. So the nouns undergo changes. So this, just like for verbs you call it conjugation, for nouns you call it declension. So nouns are inflected in Sanskrit. So we need to understand this concept, and we need to understand in how many ways a noun can change. And there are certain words that we need to get used to, meaning memorize. We can say we have to memorize certain forms, different forms of a single word, or if we use them multiple times in sentences, we'll slowly get used to how it looks like. So since Satvalekar is more about practice and less about grammar, we should concentrate less on the theoretical aspects of grammar here. So we will look at more and more sentences. So this is just an introduction to cases. Now, for instance, let us go through what Satvalekar this book is going to cover in terms of cases. So in Sanskrit, there are 8 cases. Usually, the word case is, I think it's probably coming from the European grammatical tradition for Latin and Greek and so on. But in Sanskrit, there are 2 words, but we'll not go into details there. Let's say use the word vibhakti. So there are actually 7 vibhaktis from Prathama up to Saptami. And in Prathama, there are 2 variations. There is a normal Prathama, and then there is a Sambodhana Prathama, which we'll again look at it as we go along. So they are usually listed as 8 cases in grammar books. So they go like this: Prathama Vibhakti means first Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Tritiya Vibhakti, Chaturthi Vibhakti, Panchami Vibhakti, Shashti Vibhakti, and Saptami Vibhakti. And in Prathama you have the Sambodhana Prathama. That is the second variant of Prathama. So you have a Prathama, you have Sambodhana Prathama. Usually what some books do is they list Prathama up to Saptami, and then the Sambodhana Prathama they list as the 8th. And some books what they do is they list the Sambodhana Prathama along with the Prathama itself. So the order it could be different in different books. In Satvalekar, as you see here for the word Deva, they have listed the Sambodhana Prathama along with the first case itself. So they have, for number 1 they have 2 forms, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have listed the 7 cases, and Sambodhana Prathama is listed along with the first Deva itself. So first let us look at the word Deva. I'm hoping you can see the screen, right? Okay. So for the word Deva means God or deity. Like we have a lot of Devas in the Vedas. So Devaha, it is an Akaranta Pullinga Shabda. First, what does an Akaranta mean? Akaranta means a word ending in a short Akara, right? So usually people who are used to English, used to seeing Devanagari script, people who are used to seeing Devanagari script, they usually think, for instance, when I write Rama, right? Let me make this a bit big. Okay, so when we write Rama, usually people who read Devanagari, they tend to read this as Ram. Like the people who know Hindi, they will read this as Ram. But that's not how it is supposed to be read in Sanskrit, because what happens is every consonant, every Vyanjana symbol has an inherent Akara in it. So for instance, when you say Rama, you write like this. This is actually a Repha. Repha means the sound Ra by itself, and then there is a A, and then there is a Makara, followed by finally an Akara. Okay, so Rama, when you write the word Rama, this is what it contains. So for instance, when you Romanize this, you will say right. So this is how you will say. So for the just for the sound R, sound of R without a vowel, when you say Ra, you already have an inherent A with it. Or when you say Ma, it already has an Akara. But if you don't want to pronounce that Akara, in Sanskrit you have to explicitly put what is called the Virama sign, the dash below a consonant letter. Right? When you put a Makara, this is Ma, and then when you put this virama sign below it, this becomes right? This is but this is Ma. So always you have to read every consonant with that inherent Akara unless and until you see that virama sign below it. So if you see the virama sign, then you have to leave out the Akara. So when I write Rama, when we write Rama, here there is no virama sign below Makara, right? There is no virama sign. So it has to be Rama. It has to be Rama, right? So this is why it is an Akaranta Shabda. Akaranta means Akaraha is the end, Anta. So it is Akaranta. Okay, Rama is an Akaranta Pulling Shabda. Similarly, Deva. So when I say Deva, which is the word that the book is introducing, what does this have? It has a Dakara, then it has an Ekara, and then a Vakara, and then finally an Akara. Right? So this is also an Akaranta Shabda, and it is Pullinga, which means it is masculine. So today we are going to see certain forms of Akaranta Pullinga Shabdas. So like we have mentioned before, the first class itself, I think, Sanskrit has 3 numbers, which is Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, and Bahuvachanam. Singular, dual, and plural. So, and we already saw today, there are 8 cases. So technically every noun can exist in 24 different forms in a sentence. It can come in any of those 24 varieties. That is, in Prathama you have singular, dual, plural. Similarly, in Dvitiya you have singular, dual, and plural, and so on. So there are 24 different varieties in which a noun can appear in a sentence. And today we will see only the singular forms. I will show the book again. Okay, so here we are looking at the 8 forms, the singular forms of Devaha. Okay, so the Prathama form is Devaha, and then the Sambodhana Prathama. Here, He is just there written there to indicate that it is Sambodhana. Sambodhana means you are calling someone. Okay, so whenever we say Prathama, we use Prathama Vibhakti to just name a particular object. So that means that in a sentence, when there is when it is, for instance, this is an active voice sentence. Here, when you are trying to tell who is doing the action. So, for instance, if I say Pachati, he cooks. Who is cooking? So the actor, the one who is doing the cooking, he will always appear in the Prathama Vibhakti. So, for instance, if I want to say Devaha Pachati, the god is cooking, for instance. Okay, whatever that means, the god is cooking. Devaha Pachati. So here, the action is being done by the Deva. Therefore, the Deva is coming in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay, Devaha Pachati. But Sambodhana is when you call someone out. Like say, oh Prashant, do this for me. So then that is a Sambodhana. You are calling someone. So for calling someone, you use Sambodhana Prathama. So for instance, if you say, hey Deva, Tvam Pacha, means you cook. So then, hey, oh God, you cook. That means what? You are asking God to cook. Then you say, that is Sambodhana Prathama. That time you use the Sambodhana. So for Prathama, there are 2 varieties here. Devaha. This is all singular, by the way. We are not going to plural for now. Devaha, that is the Prathama. Deva is the Sambodhana Prathama. Then we have the second, that is Dvitiya Vibhakti. It will be Devam. Devam, you will say when the object is a direct object of the verb. For instance, let us say Ramaha Khadati. Okay. Now Khadati is a action. He eats. Rama eats. Ramaha Khadati. Okay. So now Khadati is to eat. Ramaha Khadati is Rama eats. Now if I want to say Rama eats a Modakam. Modakam is a laddu. Okay. Ramaha or Modakam Khadati. Let us say Rama eats a laddu. Here, eating is the action, and laddu is an object because the actor who is doing the action, Rama is doing. Rama is eating. What is he eating? What is he eating? He is eating a laddu. So laddu becomes the object. So whenever a noun becomes the object of a verb, then it goes into Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay. So there will be other cases, like in passive voice it will be different and so on, which we will not look at now. Currently we are looking at only active voice, which is Kartruvachya. So in this, the Prathama Vibhakti is the Karta, who is the doer, who is doing the action. Dvitiya Vibhakti usually comes for the object of the action. Okay, we will see examples as we go ahead, but just to learn it when we are looking at the forms. So Devam is a Dvitiya Vibhakti form of Deva. And then third case, that is the Tritiya Vibhakti, would be Devena. Devena. So when do we use the Tritiya Vibhakti? Again, there will be several shades of meaning to each of these Vibhaktis, because there are only 8 forms. There will be several different shades of meanings you want to convey. So each of them may have multiple meanings, which we will see as we go forward. But usually you use the third case, or the Tritiya Vibhakti, when that particular object is the instrument for the action. For instance, you want to say Rama killed Ravana. Here, killing is the action. Rama is the subject. So he is doing the action. Rama is killing. So he comes in the Prathama Vibhakti. Ravana is the object because he is getting killed. So Ravana will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Now Rama kills him with an arrow, let us say. So arrow is an instrument of the action. Rama is using an arrow to kill Ravana. So arrow would be in Tritiya Vibhakti. Rama kills Ravana with an arrow. Okay, and then so that is Tritiya Vibhakti. Devena, meaning by God. So by using God or by God, Devena. Okay, then the Chaturthi Vibhakti, fourth case. Again, here there will be several shades, but the main thing of Chaturthi Vibhakti is it is one who gets benefited by an action, for the sake of whom an action is being done. he would go in the Chaturthi Vibhakti. For instance, if I say Ramaha Lakshmanaya Pustakam Dadati. Okay, Ramaha Dadati means Rama gives. What does Rama give? Ramaha, what does he give? Ramaha Pustakam Dadati. So Pustakam is the object. What does he give? He gives a book. Ramaha Pustakam Dadati. Who does he give the book to? He gives it to Lakshmana. Ramaha Lakshmanaya Pustakam Dadati. Means Rama gives a book to Lakshmana. Here the action is being done, giving is the action. What is being given is the object, which is the book. Who is giving is the subject, which is Rama. And who is receiving, who is benefited by the action? It is Lakshmana, because the book is being given to Lakshmana. So Lakshmana would be in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay, so that is the meaning in which Chaturthi Vibhakti is used. And you would have also seen this Devaya kind of form with Namaha. For instance, you say Shivaya Namaha, Narayanaya Namaha, right? So those words, they, when you put Namaha, Namaha is like a bow, okay, bowing. So one bow to Shiva. So you, for the sake of Shiva, for the sake of Shiva, Shivaya Namaha. So it is not exactly in that meaning. It is another slightly different shade. It is called Upapada Vibhakti. We will not look at all that, but you just understand that this is before the Chaturthi Vibhakti. You have seen it in the case of when we use it with Namaha, right? That is a common place you would have seen this Aya form, Devaya, Ramaya, Krishnaya, Shivaya, Narayanaya. Okay, that is Devaya. That is Chaturthi Vibhakti. Next is Panchami Vibhakti. Panchami Vibhakti for Deva is Devat. Okay, Devat means from God. So whenever you want to explain an action where the action is happening and there's a kind of a separation happening, okay, from a source, okay, then the source will go in the Panchami Vibhakti. For instance, if I want to say fruits are falling from the tree, Vrikshat Phalani Patanti. Okay, fruits are falling from the tree. Now there is a separation. Fruit is separating from the tree and falling. So falling here is a kind of separation from the tree. Tree is the source from which the fruit is falling. So the tree goes in the Panchami Vibhakti. So Vrikshat, from the tree, Phalani Patanti, the fruits are falling. So that is the meaning usually you use in the Panchami Vibhakti. We will see further details of Panchami as we again go along. Then sixth is Sambandha, okay, Devasya, meaning this is the one that shows relation. Like for instance, when you say Rama's father, we say Ramasya Janakaha. This is like the apostrophe S that you put in English, right? Rama's father, Ramasya Janakaha. Similarly, when you say Ramasya Pustakam, Rama's book, okay, or you can say Mama Hastam, Mama Hastaha, my hand. Okay, Mama, will leave it for now. You say Devasya, okay? Or you say Oshthasya Varnaha, the color of the lip. Or you can say, okay, we will see the examples as we go on. Okay, that is Shashti Vibhakti. That is connection, expressing connection between two different nouns, a kind of relation between two nouns. That's why it's called Sambandha Karaka. Then you have the Saptami Vibhakti. Saptami Vibhakti usually tells you either a location or it will tell you the context. So that is that is the work of the Saptami Vibhakti. So for instance, if you want to say Rama killed Ravana in Sri Lanka, in Lanka, okay, so where is the action happening? Killing, the action is happening in Lanka. So Lanka would be in Saptami Vibhakti. Okay, so these are the and the form for Deva in Saptami Vibhakti is Deve. Okay, means in God. Okay, so these are the 8 forms, 7 Vibhaktis and 8 forms with 1 Sambodhana. I see Prashant has asked what is Sambodhana. So Sambodhana Prathama, again, it just means calling someone out. You're just calling someone. Okay, it's like in English you will call it the vocative. You are calling someone. So in English the names would be, the first case would be called the nominative case. The Sambodhana Prathama would be called the vocative. The Dvitiya is usually called the accusative case. Tritiya is called the instrumental case. Chaturthi is called the dative. Panchami is called the ablative. Shashti is called the genitive. And the Saptami is called the locative case. Okay, these are the names. Yeah, yes, Prashant.
So the Sambodhana Prathama is the 8th Vibhakti here?
Yeah, if that's what that's a convention, right? In some books they might put it as the eighth,
Okay.
but in some places, like in this book itself, they put it along with prathama.
I have one more question. So, when we say Daiva, that does that
Deva.
not fall in? So we say Deva, but Daiva, Daiva,
What is
that is
the?
not a vibhakti, right?
No, that is a different word, right? It is not deva. Daiva is another word.
Okay.
It's a daivam. It is a neuter word. It's a napumsakalinga shabda. It is a different word. We will that also might come as we go along with the lessons. But now we are looking only at deva, the word deva. Deva is a akaranta pullinga shabda. Daiva is actually an akaranta napumsakalinga shabda. So it will go a bit differently. It will be called Daivam, not Devaha. It will not be Daivaha, it will be Daivam. Okay, but again we'll see that later. So here it is just Devaha. So Deva ends in Akaranta, it's a Pullinga Shabda, and this is how it goes. So usually in Sanskrit, the way a noun is declined, it will depend on its ending and it depends on its gender. And usually, if you know its gender and you know its ending, you more or less will know how to decline it in various vibhaktis and in singular, dual, and plural. Okay, here it is an akaranta pullinga shabda, that is akara ending masculine word deva. So all the akara ending masculine words will pretty much follow the same scheme. With there will be a minor variation which we will see as we see some examples, but this is how it looks. Okay, now we will see some other words. So there are other words he has given here. Just like Deva, you have words like Krishna, Rama, Dhananjaya, Govinda. All these end in an akara. So all of them will go like this. For instance, Krishna will be Krishnaha, Hey Krishna, Krishnam, Krishnena, Krishnaya, Krishnat, Krishnasya, Krishne. Similarly, Rama would go Ramaha, Hey Rama, Ramam, Ramena, Ramaya, Ramat, Ramasya, Rame. Same way Dhananjaya and Govinda also will be similar. Okay, so here he is just giving some examples of, because he is trying to explain what I already explained to you, that there is an inherent a in all consonants. So for instance, when you put a ma, it is actually makara plus akara. So now he is just introducing that there are different kinds of words ending in different kinds of vowels, and there are also consonant ending nouns in Sanskrit. So he's just giving some examples. So words ending in a, deva, surya, soma. Words ending in a also are possible. Vishwapa, Shankadhma. Usually words ending in a are mostly feminine, but there are also masculine words. For instance, Vishwapa is a masculine word. Similarly, you have words ending in e, Hari, Ravi, Kavi. Words ending in e, Nadi, Dasi, Shri. Words ending in u, Vishnu, Bhanu, Guru. Words ending in r, Pitra, Matra, Dhatra, and so on. Okay, so like this you have many words which end in different kinds of letters. You have vowel ending words, you have consonant ending words, and so on. Now as of now we are limited in this lesson to this. Our scope is an akaranta pullinga, masculine word ending in a short a, akaranta pullinga shabda. And for that now we have he is introducing some more words for us. Bhupaha. Bhupaha is a king. Naraha or Purushaha both mean a man. Janaha, a person. Shabdaha, a word. Lot of these you might know them because of Hindi also. Then Varnaha, a color. Krishnaha. Krishnaha actually means Krishna also. It can mean black color also. In that case, it's an adjective. Krishna. Krishnaha, black. Manushyaha, a man. Raktaha, red. Kandukaha, it's a ball. Hastaha, karaha, both mean hand. Padaha is foot. Gallaha is cheek. Skandhaha, shoulder. Dantaha, tooth. Oshthaha, lip. Keshaha is hair. Karnaha, ear. And Modakaha, they call it sweet meat, some kind of sweet. It's basically, usually Modaka is not laddu. You know this, during Vinayaka Chaturthi they make those balls with sweet inside. So that is called a Modaka. In Tamil we call it Kolkate. I don't know what you call it in your languages. So that is Modaka. And then okay, so now we'll see some sentences as usual. The way the scheme of this book goes, we introduce some small concept and then we go to sentences. So the first example, He Purusha, Tvam Tatra Gacchasi Kim. We already saw Tvam Tatra Gacchasi Kim. Are you going there? Now he is just adding He Purusha, oh man, are you going there or do you go there? Okay. So here you can see the Sambodhana Prathama, Purusha. Okay. Because Purusha is an Akaranta Pullinga Shabda. And we know the forms, we saw the forms in the singular there. And Purusha is the Sambodhana Prathama. We saw Devaha, He Deva. Like that, this is He Purusha. Okay. He Purusha, oh man, Tvam Tatra Gacchasi Kim, do you go there? And then these are very similar sentences to what we have seen in the previous lesson. Bhupaha Vadati. Just that there are new words. So Bhupaha Vadati means the king speaks. Janaha Pathati. A person or a man reads. Naraha Gacchati. A man goes. Then He Nara. Tvam Oshthasya Varnam Pashyasi Kim. He Nara, oh man. Tvam Pashyasi. We know. Tvam Pashyasi we have already seen. You see. Tvam Pashyasi Kim means do you see? And then here, what do you see? That is the question. So what is the object that is being seen, that you're asking him whether he is seeing? Oshthasya Varnam. Varnam. Whose Varnam is color. So Tvam Varnam Pashyasi Kim means do you see the color? Right? And then what color? Whose color? Which color of what? Oshthasya Varnam. So here this is a Shashti Vibhakti. Sambandha we saw that. Ramasya Janakaha or Ramasya Putraha. Rama's father or Rama's son. Ramasya Janakaha means Rama's father. Ramasya Janakaha means Rama's father. Ramasya Putraha means Rama's son. Same way Oshthasya. Oshtha is, we saw here, lip. Oshtha, lip. Oshthasya Varnam. Varnaha means the lip, color of the lip. Okay. Tvam Oshthasya Varnam Pashyasi Kim. Do you see the color of the lip? Here there are two cases used. Oshthasya we know already. It is Shashti Ekavachanam. It is expressing a sambandha. What is Varnam? We saw that Varnaha is an Akaranta Pullinga Shabda. Here we saw the word, right? Varnaha. Varnaha is a color. So this is also an Akaranta Pullinga Shabda. When does it become Varnam? Can anyone of you tell? Prashant or Unnati? Unnati, maybe you can say. When does Varna become Varnam? In which case? In which Vibhakti? I will show you that section so you can tell from here. Compare it with the forms of Deva and tell me when does it become Varnam. Okay, Prashant is unmuted. Maybe Prashant can say.
To or towards.
To, yeah. So that is, you don't take the English meanings that seriously. It is Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay, that is the number 2 here. Like Devam, like that you have Varnam. That is when you have the noun as an object of a sentence. So here, pashyasi, tvam pashyasi. Okay, that is the verb. To see is the verb. What does he see? He sees the color. Okay, that is what he is seeing. So, color is the object of the sentence, and because it is the object of the sentence here, it goes in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay, Varnam. Varnaha would be Prathama Vibhakti, but when you are looking at it, it is the object of looking, the action looking. So, tvam Varnam pashyasi. You see the color. Varnaha, but Varnam pashyasi. You see the color. So there it is object, so it becomes Varnam. Okay. Tvam Oshthasya Varnam pashyasi Kim. Do you see the color of the lip? The next, Bhupasya Hastaha. This Sya, it should become very easy for you. Sya is the apostrophe S basically in English. Okay, Bhupasya Hastaha. Hastaha is heart. This is from the word from which heart comes. Okay, Hastaha means hand. Bhupasya Hastaha. The king's hand. Sa Shabdam Vadati. We saw Shabdam already. Shabdaha. In this word list, we saw Shabdaha, a word. So, Tvam Sa Shabdam Vadati. We know Sa Vadati. He speaks. So, what does he speak? Here, again, the object of speaking is the word that is spoken. So, Shabdaha becomes Shabdam. It is the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Sa Shabdam Vadati. Next, Manushyasya Skandhe Keshaha. Means what? Keshaha. So here we will try to identify, we always go with the verb, okay? In all the sentences, we'll try to spot the verb first. From there, we'll get to the karta, karma, and so on. So here in this sentence, there is no verb. Manushyasya skandhe keshaha. There is no verb because the kind of verbs we have seen, they end in T, C, and me. So far that is the kind of verb we have seen, and none of the words in the sentence end in T, C or me. So we know that as of now we know there is no verb. So usually in such sentences you can supply as asti or bhavati, means it is. Okay. Now assuming asti is the verb, what is the subject? Subject should be in prathama vibhakti, right? And we are seeing only akaranta pullinga shabda. So in this sentence you have three words: manushyasya, kandhe, keshah. Which one is in prathama vibhakti? Unnati, can you tell me?
Is Manushya in the Pratham?
No.
No, Kesh.
Keshah.
Keshaha.
Yeah. Don't say Kesh. Okay, that is Hindi.
Keshaha.
Yeah, Keshaha. Okay. So Keshaha is the prathama vibhakti. And Manushya is Shashti vibhakti. We already saw Bhupasya.
Yes.
Oshthasya varanaha. Right? So Keshaha is prathama. Keshaha asti. We already assumed the verb to be asti. Keshaha asti. The hair is. The hair is there. Where is the hair? Whose hair? First is whose hair? Manushyasya keshaha. Or in fact, no, not Manushyasya keshaha. We'll leave that. Keshaha. Where is the keshaha asti? Location. Skandhe keshaha.
On the shoulder.
On the shoulder. Skandhe keshaha. Because skandha shoulder and locative. Where is it? So for that we saw devaha becomes deve. Like that skandha becomes skandhe. So skandhe keshaha. The hair is on the shoulder. Okay. Now whose shoulder? Kasya skandhe keshaha. Manushyasya skandhe keshaha. On the man's shoulder. Hair on the man's shoulder is. The hair is on the man's shoulder. That's what it means. Manushyasya skandhe keshaha asti. Okay. The hair is on the man's shoulder. Next. Krishnasya varanaha Krishnaha. So here again there is no verb. We can assume asti. Okay. Now asti. What is there? Kaha asti, varnaha, krishnaha asti. Both two. There are two words which are in prathama here. Varnaha is also in prathama vibhakti. Krishnaha is also in prathama vibhakti. And added to that, they want to confuse you with two words, two Krishnas in the sentence. Krishnasya varnaha, krishnaha. Right? So what does he want to say? First, Krishnasya varnaha. We know varnaha means color. Krishnasya varnaha, Krishna's color. Okay? And the second Krishna is black. Krishnasya varnaha Krishnaha means Krishna's color is black. Okay, so that is why you will see Varna and Krishna both are in Prathama. Here what is happening is, this is a subject and a predicate, you are just associating the two. They are in Samanadhikaran. So there is no, there is no action performed on anyone. You are just equating the two. The color is equal to black. So this is kind of an equating sentence. So that's why since they are equal, color is equal to black. That's what you're trying to do. So you both are in Prathama. Okay. If it is, if the other word had been an object, it would have been in a Dvitiya Vibhakti. But here there is no object. It is just asti, and you are equating one Krishnasya varnaha, Krishna's color, equal to black. Okay, so it's kind of an equation kind of a sentence. So that's why both are in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay. Then next, Ramasya gallaha raktaha means same format. Rama's cheek is red. Ramasya varna gallaha raktaha. Aham tasya narasya padam pashyami. Okay. Now we didn't see tasya yet, but tasya is that. Okay, that man's. In Sanskrit, what happens is, unlike in English, when you add adjectives or when you add these pronouns in front of a noun, they also will go decline the same way, in the same case and same case as the subject, the noun. Okay, so aham narasya padam pashyami. First let us take it from bit by bit. Okay, aham pashyami, I see. What do I see? Aham kim pashyami? Aham padam pashyami. I see the foot. Okay, padaha. We saw padaha is foot. I think it is there in this list, right? Yeah, padaha, foot. Okay, aham padam pashyami. I see a foot. Kasya padam pashyami. Whose foot do I see? Narasya padam pashyami. Correct? I see the foot of that man, of a man. Which man? That man. I want to say that man. So here, tasya narasya means that man, that man's padam. Tasya narasya padam. that man's foot. So aham kim pashyami? Aham tasya narasya padam pashyami. I see that man's foot. Okay. So you could have said aham narasya padam pashyami means I see some man's foot. I don't know which man. But now when I say tasya narasya, I say that man. So this tasya you can easily identify by the sya ending. It is similar to narasya, ramasya, devasya. So it is also in Shashti Vibhakti. Okay. It is the word that conjugated in Shashti Vibhakti. So it becomes tasya. Aham tasya narasya padam pashyami. Okay. Usually all the other forms need not be similar to the nouns, because usually pronouns decline differently. Yes, tat becomes tasya. Okay, so tat becomes tasya, but in this case it looks very similar to narasya. But there are other cases where it may not decline the same way as nouns. Pronouns decline slightly differently compared to nouns. But as of now you can understand tasya at least looks similar to narasya, right? Aham tasya narasya padam pashyami. I see that man's foot. Then tasya kare, next page we have to go to. Tasya kare. तस्य करे कंदुकः रक्तः. तस्य करे कंदुकः रक्तः. Here again we see two words in the prathama vibhakti, kandukah raktah. Both again it's like an equation kind of thing. Kandukah raktah means what? Ball is red. Okay, now which ball is red? Kandukah. Tasya kare kandukah. Kare kandukah means the ball in the hand. Whose hand? His hand. Tasya kare means his hand. So the ball in his hand is red. Tasya kare kandukah raktah. So tasya kare will tell you where the ball is. So tasya, his hand. Tasya kare, his hand. Kandukah. So the ball in his hand. Tasya kare kandukah raktah. The ball in his hand is red. Then Ramasya dantaha means Rama's tooth. Dantaha is tooth. Ramasya, Rama's tooth. Somasya karnaha. Karnaha is ear. Kan. In Hindi you say kan, right? So it is derived from karnaha. Somasya karnaha. Soma's ear. Bhupaha modakam khadati. We already saw that example. Khadati. Bhupaha khadati. Bhupa eats. The king eats. Bhupaha kim khadati. Bhupaha modakam khadati. Okay, Bhupaha, the king eats a modak. Okay, now based on that, I hope you understood the sentence. Now let us translate. Okay, one by one. Who will go first? Unnati, you can go first. The king's hand.
Okay. Bhupasya hasta.
Hastaha.
Hastaha.
Or there was another word also, karaha. Bhupasya karaha. There are two words in the list for hand. Hastaha. Karaha.
Okay.
Karaha. Karaha. Okay, Prashant, okay. Next you can go. A man's words.
Manushasya vadah.
Word shabda.
Manushasya shabdah.
That is word. Here he has put plural, so you can say Manushasya shabdaha. Okay. We didn't see that in the lesson, but since it's plural, we can say Manushasya shabdaha. Okay. Or narasya shabdaha, or janasya shabdaha. We saw all three words in this. Manushyaha, naraha. There is also for a word for person, janaha. So all three can be used. Narasya shabdaha, manushyasya shabdaha, or janasya shabdaha. Next is Soma's color. Unnati, you can go for this. Soma's color.
Somasya varnaha. Somasya Varnaha.
Okay. And then next one, Prashant, you can go. The man does not go there.
Naraha tatra na gacchati.
Na gacchati. Correct. Next one, Unnati. Why does not Soma go there?
Okay. Somaha tatra kim na gacchati.
Kim na gacchati. Very good. Next one. Krishna always goes there.
Krishnaha tatra sada gacchati.
Sada gacchati. Okay. Next one. Ramachandra's foot.
Ramachandrasya padaha.
Padaha. Great. Next one. A king's tooth.
Bhupasya dantah.
Dantah. The king eats there.
भूपः तत्र खादति.
Khadati. Okay. I eat here.
Aham atra khadati. Khadami.
Adami. Okay. A king sees a man.
भूपः पुरुषः
No,
पश्य.
here the man is the object, right? The king is seeing.
Okay.
But who is he
हाँ.
seeing? That will be an object. So what will happen to Purusha? Bhupaha
पुरुषस्
Purusham
पुरुषं
Purusham
पश्यति.
or Naram Pashyati
पश्यति.
or
हाँ.
Manushyam Pashyati or Janam Pashyati or whatever. Bhupaha. So that is this here. Here it's an object. So it becomes Naram or Purusham. Bhupaha Purusham Pashyati. Okay. Next one. I see the king. Prashant. I see the king.
Aham bhupam pashyami.
Aham Bhupam Pashyami. Very good. Okay. Next. So we have primarily seen 4 cases here. Here we have learned 4. Meaning in sentences. Prathama Vibhakti, where we have seen it as the subject of all the sentences. We saw Sambodhana Prathama also. Hey Purusha. Like that. Then we saw Shashti Vibhakti a lot. Yeah, it's all ending in Devasya, Ramasya, Krishnasya, Ramachandrasya, Bhupasya and so on. Then we also saw Dvitiya Vibhakti as an object. Bhupaha Purusham Pashyati. Aham Bhupam Pashyami. Okay. So that is Dvitiya Vibhakti where you have an object. Now we are seeing some new verbs here. So we already saw some verbs like Gachasi, Gachati, Gachasi, Gachami. Like that you have Asti, Asi, Asmi. Okay, this verb is slightly irregular. Not slightly, it is irregular. But here these forms are not as irregular as they will be in some other tenses maybe. So here they are very similar. Like just like you have Gachati, you have Asti. Gachasi, like that you have Asi. Gachami, like that you have Asmi. Okay, it means it is the verb for is. I am, you are, that one. Okay, and Bhavati, Bhavasi, Bhavami. It can also mean I am, you are, but it also can mean I become, you become, and so on. Okay, Bhavati, Bhavasi, Bhavami. Then you have Agachati, Agachasi, Agachami, which is he comes, you come, I come. Then Patati, Patasi, Patami. He falls, you fall, I fall. Okay, Patanam. Pat is for falling. Now we'll look at more sentences. Saha Tatra na asti. He is not there. Okay. We saw Saha Tatra na khadati. He does not eat there. Like that now we have Saha Tatra na asti. He is not there. Aham atra asmi. I am here. Manushyaha Bhupaha bhavati. The man becomes a king. Bhupaha bhavati. He will become a king. Tvam Bhupaha bhavasi kim. Do you become a king? Ahamapi Bhupaha bhavami. I also will become a king. Tvam tatra asi kim? Are you there? Aham na agachami. I do not come. Kyun sa tatra na agachyati? Why does he not come there? Yada saha Ramaha tatra gachyati. Tada tvam tatra agachyasi kim? When that Rama, so he has put saha Ramaha, that Ramaha. Yada saha Ramaha tatra gachyati. When that Rama goes there, tada tvam tatra agachyasi kim? Do you come there? Okay. Now I think there will be more examples. Oh, there are a few more sentences. Then
I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Why does it speak of that Rama? Like, why doesn't it just say Rama?
No, maybe they are referring to someone who has been spoken of already.
Okay.
It might be a continuation of another sentence where some kind of reference has been done. So
Okay.
that Rama is going here. Okay, so it is Saha Rama. So it is, when you make it, the Shashti Vibhakti becomes Tasya Ramasya. The Prathama is Saha Rama. Okay. Then next is Idanim Harishchandrasya Hastat Kandukaha Patati. So again it's we are seeing a Panchami Vibhakti usage. Here we'll build it slowly. Kandukaha Patati. The ball falls. Okay, Kandukaha Patati. Kandukaha Kada Patati. When does it fall? Kandukaha Idanim Patati. The ball falls now. Okay. Kandukaha Kasmat Patati. Where does the ball fall from? Hastat Patati. Kandukaha Hastat Patati. We can't know Devat. When there is a separation. Vrikshat phalani patanti or phalam patati. From the tree the fruit falls. Same way, hastat kandukah patati. The ball falls from the hand. Okay. Kasya hastat kandukah patati. From whose hand does the ball fall? Harishchandrasya hastat kandukah patati. The ball falls from Harishchandra's hand. Okay. When does it fall? Idanim. Kada patati? Idanim patati. Idanim Harishchandrasya hastat kandukah patati. Now, from Harishchandra's hand, the ball is falling. Is that clear? Next. Unnati, can you mute yourself? Next one. Tvam tatra patasi kim? Do you fall there? Aham atra patami. I fall here. Okay. Now we have some Sanskrit reading. So we will just read these sentences. And in fact, you both can alternatively read and translate it for me. So Prashant, you can start with it. Maybe you can read the first 3 sentences.
Aham idanim patami. I read now.
Now.
Asa sada tatra pashyati. He always reads there.
No, not reads. Pashyati.
Oh, sorry, sees there.
Sees there.
Tvam idanim kim khadasi. Why do you why do you
no, here kim is actually what? Okay, tvam idanim kim khadasi. What do you eat now?
What do you
eat? Tvam idanim kim khadasi. What do you eat now? Okay. Next Unnati, you can read the next 3.
Okay. Aham na kimapi khadami. So I do not eat anything.
Anything, correct. Yep. Next one.
Ram yatra gacchati tatra Ramah yatra gacchati tatra somah sada agacchati.
Sada agacchati. Okay.
Sada agacchati. So where Ram goes, there Somah always comes. No.
Somah always comes where Rama goes. Okay. Okay. Next one.
Ka purusha.
Kaha purusha bhupam pashyati.
Kaha purusha bhupam pashyati. Man and king. Okay, what is ka?
Kaha is who? Or here you can say which man. What man is seeing the king? Kaha
What man?
Which man is seeing the king?
Okay, which man is seeing the
king? Then you can answer it is Saha Purusha. That man is seeing the king. Saha Purusha Bhupam Pashyati. That man is seeing the king. Right? So here you can see Bhupam is in Dvitiya Vibhakti because he is being seen. Who is seeing? Purushaha Pashyati. He is in Prathama Vibhakti. He is the Karta. And Bhupam is the Bhupam is the Karma. Bhupa is the Karma. Purusha is the Karta. So Purushaha Bhupam Pashyati. Purushaha in Prathama and Bhupam is in the Dvitiya. And because the question mark, because you have a Kaha. So which man is seeing the king? Okay. Right. Next, Prashant, you can go. Unnati, you can mute yourself.
Yeah.
Prashant, you can read the next 3.
Kada tvam tatra gacchasi. When do you go there?
When do you go there?
Yada sa naraha tatra gacchati tada tvam atra agaccha. When that man goes there, then you come here.
Come here. Okay.
Ramaha bhupaha asti. Rama is a king.
Rama is a king. Great. Okay. Next one, Unnati. Next 3.
Yeah. Krishnaha idani Ramam vadati. So Krishna is speaking to Ram now.
He is speaking to Rama. Usually you know. Okay, Ramam vadati is also fine. Usually this speaking is kind of has 2 kinds of objects, right? One is what you are speaking and then to whom you are speaking. So when both are there, here the what he is speaking is not there, but Ramam vadati to Rama. That is fine. Okay, next one.
Somaha idani putra asti. So where is Somaha now?
Now, Soma now.
यत्र रामः पश्यति तत्र स पुरुषः नास्ति.
Nasti.
So where Ram sees, there the man Nasti is what?
Nasti is actually na asti. That becomes
Na
nasti.
asti.
He is not there. The man is not there.
The man is not there.
Man is not there. Maybe you can take the next one also.
यदा त्वम् आगच्छसि तदा अहं गच्छामि. So when you go,
You come. Agachasi.
when you come, then I go.
Then I go. Okay. Next three, Prashant, you can take the next three.
Tvam kimapi kim na vadasi. Why do you not say anything?
Why do not say anything? Good. Next one.
Sa idanim kimapi na pathati.
Pathati.
Why, he does not read anything now.
Right.
Yatha Krishna patati tatha Ramaha api patati. What is yatha?
Yatha, the words ending in this tha, right? Just like you have this ya and tha words. Yatra, tatra, yaha, saha, and then you have yada, tada, like that. Yatha, tatha. But here this represents a manner. Okay, tha, the words ending in tha represent manner. So Ramaha api pathati. So tatha Ramaha api pathati means same manner. The manner in which Krishna reads, in the same manner Rama also reads.
I see.
So it's like how Krishna reads, Rama also reads in the same way.
I see. Like yatha raja tatha praja, like that.
Yeah, yatha raja tatha praja. Yeah, how the king is, the same way the people are. So that's what it is. Yatha tatha. Okay. So with that we come to an end of lesson 4. So we can stop with this, and the lesson 5 we can take up in the next class. Harihi Om.